Hey guys, D-Man here. This is the intro, not the actual video, but hope you enjoy it. Hello guys, D-Man here. And today we're gonna have a little bit of a different video. It is an Adventure Time video. We're gonna be talking about the three mini stories, the three 8-part mini stories. And also we're gonna be talking about three more that I want them to create. I highly doubt they will create any of these. But I just think it'd be a cool idea for them to create these things before the Adventure Time ends in general. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about the first three too much because I have made reviews of them, all three of them. So if you want to see those will be in the link description below. A link to them will be in the description below. I recommend going to watch them too because some of the stuff I talk about later on might reference a few of these things, like reference my reviews on a few of these things, so definitely go watch it. So let's start off with which one I like the best out of these three 8-part miniseries. I have to say it's Islands. I know most people liked Islands the least, I think, and then most people like Stakes the best, but I'm like completely opposite. I like Islands the best, and then Stakes the least. And a lot of people might be thinking, why do you like Stakes the least? Because, well, there's only like a few reasons why I like Stakes the least. Don't get me wrong, I do like Stakes. It was a good growing moment for Marceline, and it gave Bubblegum her kingdom back pretty much. It was a good, like, first start of these 8-part miniseries. Out of all three of them, it was a good first start, and I did enjoy it. But there's a few things that makes it my least favorite. First off, I don't like the way they treated Finn. Finn and Jake, I guess. I know that Finn was more of a side character in this one, but they treated him like he was too weak, in my opinion. When he fought against these monsters, he was giving it to them, but not as good as he usually does. I guess that's just a grip. It's just a thing I have with this 8-part miniseries. I don't like the way they treated Finn in that aspect. Although I guess that's just a thing that I have with the whole Adventure Time series in general, because sometimes they'll show Finn being able to take down like giants and stuff. But other times they'll show him being like weak and childish. Well, they show him childish, I can get that. But they show him like weak and like he can't do anything by himself, you know? Which is kind of weird, if you think about it. I really hate that flip-floppy thing that they do sometimes. They're like, oh, Finn, he can like kick a giant's ass and he can like do this. But then sometimes he can't do pretty much anything because he's just a kid. I really don't like that aspect of Adventure Time. And it really shows in Stakes, at least in my personal opinion it does. Well, you can watch my review to see why. But anyways, let's move on to Elementals, which is my middle thing. I really liked Elementals. It was a good 8 episodes. It was really good actually because it was fun, it was enjoyable. A lot of things that were there were pretty funny. And at the end, it turned out not Bubblegum. At the end, it turned out Lumpy Space Princess was the savior, which is pretty cool. Excuse me. But anyways, I don't really have much gripes for Elementals. I really do like the way Elementals went, and I like the way Betty and Ice King almost became a couple, but then Betty just betrayed him at the end and betrayed pretty much everybody, which is kind of stupid. No, which isn't stupid, but it's kind of mean, you know. I like that twist at the end, though. I did like that twist. I didn't even see that coming, to be honest with you. A lot of people might have, but I didn't see it coming. Until she betrayed Finn, obviously. And at the end, she wants to destroy Ice King. And she doesn't want to save Simon anymore. She wants to just change the past to save him. So I really liked the Elemental miniseries. If I had any gripes about it, I can't really remember them. But if you want to see if I did, go watch my review, because I did after the episode, so. But anyways, let's move on to my favorite one, and I will tell you why it's my favorite one. So first off, let's start off with the things I disliked. The things I disliked, it was pretty slow. A few episodes here and there were kind of slow, and they weren't really necessary. It could have been done faster and more efficiently, and it could have been more exciting, I guess. But I did like a few things in the Islands miniseries. I like the flashbacks for all the characters, like Kara Strong? I'm just gonna call her Strong because I forgot her name. Kara? Whatever. Susan, yes. I did like Susan's backstory and her friendship and how she betrayed her friend because of the implant. I especially super liked Martin's backstory with Min. I gotta say, I love that whole dynamic there, and that is a reason to itself to watch the miniseries. Just that whole dynamic there. But if you want to know more about that, again, link description below, review. I just love that whole episode. And then, I did like the conclusion of it. I liked it. I liked the conclusion. Finn got closure, at least enough closure to move on with his life. And he's always welcome back to the island, you know, he's always welcome back to there. So it's pretty interesting. He got closure, and it's kind of nice to see a happy ending where Finn's just like, I finally got to meet my mother, you know, like, that's something everybody wants to do, you know, especially when they were stolen away by their father. Not douchebag father mentioned, because Martin was actually a pretty good father, just at the wrong people, and then if you know what happens. It's pretty sad, actually. But in my review, we talk about it more. So go click on the link. But anyways, those are my three. Those are the three things that, first off, the three mini stories. First off, and those are my opinions on them. Which one I like the best, which one I like the least, and why. And then let's move on to the other three. I want them hopefully to correct in the future. So let's move on. So how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna rate it from least one I want the least, and then to the one I want the most. So let's start off with the one I want the least, but I still do want, like, really badly. Don't get me wrong, this is the one I want the least, but I still want it, like, super badly, okay? So this one would be Min and Martin, or Martin's return, I guess. So basically, I have kind of the beginning. Martin returns from the asteroid that took him, because last time we saw him, he got taken by the asteroid because he wanted to go explore the dimensions, or whatever the asteroid said he wanted to explore. He wanted to go explore them. He gets taken by it, but somehow he comes back. I don't know how he does. Maybe when he's with the asteroid, he sees gold or something, and he tries to take it, and then the asteroid gets pissed off at him. Or maybe that just sets him off course, and he lands back in the land of Ooh, or maybe even the islands themselves. Now, will Finn be in this one? 50-50. He probably will, but he might not be. And this one could be shortened down a few, like to 3 or 2 episodes, like a 2-episode special or something like that, or a 3-episode special or something like that, or even a 4-episode special. But I would enjoy it if it was an 8-episode special. So what I want this to be would be basically flashback to what happened to him after he got hit, after he got exploded. Because my theory is that when he hit the Guardian's face and exploded him into the water, he lost his memory slightly. Not all of his memory, just like a lot of it. Like he lost it slightly, just enough so he couldn't remember everything. And that's what turned him down this wrong path. That's my whole theory of it, and I want to see what actually happened to him, how he got arrested, what he did, and why he did it. I just want to see what happened to him, you know, because if you want to see my review, you know that he was actually a pretty good guy. But anyways, he was always a scam artist, but he was a pretty good guy. He wasn't like the guy he is nowadays. But I want to see what happened to him after, and I definitely want to see Min's reaction to him, because I want to see him go back to the islands, meet up with Min as the robot, and Min's reaction to him. I think she'll be really pissed off, and maybe even put him in jail. And then at the end, I hope that he sticks his hand in that memory thing that showed her Finn's memories. And then she sees his memories, and they're able to forgive each other at the end, maybe. And maybe Martin will even offer to go into the computer with her, because he's just like, now that I got my full memories back, I want you back, or something like that. And maybe he goes into the computer with her. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a really good conclusion to Martin, just Martin himself, I guess. Because I never felt like that was a good conclusion, you know, to Finn's dad, the whole arc with Finn's dad, where he just gets taken away by the comet, you know. I never felt like, oh, that's a good enough conclusion, you know, that's what I felt like, oh, I guess that's a good enough conclusion, right? But I would love if he actually got the win to go see Min again, and they figured out all this stuff, and we got to see the backstory and stuff. I would love that. It'd be super interesting. And just awesome. And also, sorry about that. Also, I will mention, in one of the new episodes, I think it was three buckets, Finn, I mean, there's a blue guy at the end, a mystery blue guy, and I'll show you a picture of him right now, next to Martin, because this mystery blue guy really reminds me of Martin. So maybe he's already back from the comet, and he's this mystery blue guy. I don't know, but I think this mystery blue guy might be connected to Martin. I could be completely wrong, and I probably am completely wrong. This blue guy probably just a new character in general, which is going to be really interesting to see. Because I really want to see what this blue guy is, because he picks up the remains of Fern. You know, he picks up the remains of Fern, and then takes it with him. But I do see some similarities with him and Martin. And also, he said something that reminded me of what Martin probably would have said. He says, do you want an uncle, sort of thing. And that, when he said that, he didn't sound like Martin. But that sounded like something that Martin would totally say to somebody. You know, it just sounded like it. So, I don't know if they are related. They just look similar to me. And plus, they don't sound the same. But just the way he talks sounds similar to Martin. So maybe he's already back, and maybe we'll get a conclusion to Martin's story the way I want it, but probably not. In all reality, this is probably just a new character, but I'm interested either way, and I still hope this episodes happen. That'd be really interesting to see. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Ice King. That is the next one. Ice King turning back into Simon. This doesn't have to be 8 episodes long. It could be a 2 episode special, or maybe 3 episodes or 4 episodes, or 8 episode special, as I previously said. But this, I really want to see it. I get that Ice King himself has went through a lot of changes to character, and he has grown a lot. But he's still the Ice King, and he's still, like, sad and miserable. And Betty got arrested by the Martian police, I guess. So maybe they're going to take away her magical powers, and she'll turn back into normal Betty. And she'll come back and figure out how to actually save him. And I'm sure if this ever happened, Marceline would definitely be a part of it. So I want to see... Basically, this would be all focused around Ice King, and Marceline, and Betty, and probably Finn and Jake would be in there too to help. But we do know that if you turn off the Ice King's magic, the crown, he'll turn back into Simon. But as soon as you turn the magic back on, Simon will disappear and the crown will take back over. But the crown's missing a jewel, so maybe that will help. I don't know exactly how that would help, but maybe it will. But if somehow they can turn off the magic, bring him back to Simon, and then not let him die, I don't know how they would do that, but I'm sure somebody could do it. Maybe even Princess Bubblegum could help do it. I don't know. But it'd be really, really interesting to see. And I really want this to happen. I know that it's like, oh, Betty's gone, Ice King's gonna say to Ice King, and that's that. But I really hope that's not the case, and I really hope we get to see a conclusion, a good conclusion, where Ice King turns into a normal, he turns into Simon again. That'd be super cool to see. And I definitely, in this one, I want to see something where I want to see a couple more songs, because I gotta say, the Ice King Marceline song, like the very first one, super sad. I love that song. So I want to see like maybe one or two more songs that are kind of sad. Maybe one's upbeat. Who knows? And I want to see some more background on Ice King. I guess we already have a lot of background on him, but I wouldn't mind seeing more background on him. So maybe like one or two flashback episodes. And then, finally, it leads up to him turning back into Simon, and that would be freaking awesome to see. And I want to see it so badly, because then Marceline can finally be like, well, I got Simon back, and Betty would be like, I got Simon back too, you know, because Betty would come back during this. Maybe she escapes, or maybe they turn her back into Betty, who knows. But this would be a really interesting episode to see. And I want to see this more than the Martin one, but they're almost the same level. But I definitely want to see this more, because we've had Simon, like, we had the backstory longer. And I definitely want to see a really good conclusion to, like, Ice King Simon's story. I won't be completely upset if at the end of Adventure Time he's still the Ice King and and he gets to stay the Ice King forever, I guess. I won't be completely upset, but I'd rather see him turn back into Simon. That'd be interesting as all hell, I guess. So anyways, let's move on to the final one, and the one I want to see best. The one I want to see most, not best. This is the one I want to see most, and it is the Lich. I want to see the Lich come back. If you've seen in a recent episode, it's called Whispers. The Lich, his hand almost controlled Sweet Pea to become the Lich again. But I want to see the Lich fully come back. Maybe Sweet Pea turns back into the Lich somehow, or something like that. But I'm assuming that episode was probably the end of the Lich. I hope it wasn't, because that wasn't a good enough conclusion for me, at least. I know a lot of people might be getting bored of the Lich, but if you ever watch Adventure Time and like my reviews of it, most of the Lich episodes, I do say that he's like one of my favorite characters. Like, he's one of my favorite villain characters in modern TV shows, pretty much. Like, he's one of my favorite villain characters in general. Like, in all my life, he's one of my favorite like villains. He's up there with like the Clown Prince of Crime, He's up there with them, you know. He's up there. I just love the Lich. I love the way he is, and he's just like, he's a force of ultimate destruction and death. He wants everything to die, and he's like the perfect end-all villain for Finn, you know? I assume, okay, this episode happened. I assume it would happen at close to the end of Adventure Time. Maybe like one or two episodes, maybe after it's finished, there's only like one or two episodes left of Adventure Time. But this would be before those, obviously. And this would be like Finn's final hurrah against the Lich. I don't think Finn would die, but I just think he'd fight against the Lich. Perhaps save Sweet Pea. Maybe even like split the Lich and Sweet Pea apart somehow. Maybe that'd be a possibility. You know, there's magical stuff in Adventure Time, so maybe he could split the Lich's personality from Sweet Pea's personality. And then he defeats the Lich himself. Sorry about that. But I definitely want to see the Lich come back. That would be so goddamn interesting to me. This is why I love This is why I love the Lich. Like, this Adventure Time in general, I love the Lich, and I want to see him be the final boss, I guess you could say. I want to see him be the final boss. And Finn kicking his ass again. And maybe even throw him into the tree again and get him frozen by the sap. Who knows? Just like Billy did, you know? But this time Finn did it. And in that episode, the Whispers, he said, like, I killed you like 5 times. And he's just like, you might have defeated me so many times, child, but I'm like immortal. I'll always come back. Like, no matter how much times you defeat me, I'm never gonna die. I'm always gonna be here, and eventually I will destroy all life, and I'll be the Victoria. Like, I'll be victorious. And that's like, I don't know, that's just super interesting to me. And I would love to see Finn, Jake, probably Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, probably a bunch of other characters. I definitely want to see Marceline's reaction to the Lich, because Marceline has like her dad is pretty much a demon, but I think the Lich is probably stronger than her dad, so maybe she was even scared of the Lich, because I doubt she could beat the Lich by herself. Especially if the Lich had like his full strength. So I definitely want to see this fight. I just want to see it in general, you know, like, the Lich comes back, he goes after the Candy Kingdom again. Marceline's there now because she's with Bonnibel, and she tries to fight against the Lich, but the Lich is like, get out of here, and smash her pretty much. And then they have to gang up on him, and finally, Finn and Jake put him back where he belongs, either by killing him or by putting him back in the tree and the sap. Either way, I would love to see this story roll, like, play out, and it'd be just awesome. Maybe even Prisma would make an appearance in that episode, or episodes. But I just love to see the story play out. It doesn't have to be a episode special. It could be like a few episodes. It could be like only 1 or 2 episodes. But I would love to see the Lich come back and Finn fight him, and like maybe the whole land of Ooh fights against the Lich, because the Lich finally has his power back. Because the Lich, in all the episodes, he's never had his full power, because he needs that well of power to get his full power. So I hope that maybe he gets that well of power, and he gets his full power, and we actually get to see Finn have to fight against the Lich at his full power, because even without that power, he's pretty damn strong. He made Finn, like, fall asleep pretty much. So he's pretty damn strong, so I want to see that. That'd be so awesome to see. But that is my Extra 3 8-part miniseries. I can't think of any more right now, but there's probably more that could be out there, and I doubt any of these are going to happen. But out of all 3 of them, I would prefer to see the Lich. But then again, I would also prefer to see the Ice King and the Martin Min thing. I prefer to see all of them, but the Lich the most. But anyways, that was my little discussion thing there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. As always, my friends, stay sane. Peace. Hey guys, this is the outro. Just want to remind you that if you want to subscribe, you can press the circle, or if you want to watch another video, you can press the square. And also, if you like the video, give a like, leave a comment, share it. As always, my friends, stay sane.